It's not. Okay, there it goes.
Call Mr. Plow. That's my name. That name again is Mr. Plow.
This is insane, you guys.
Yo, this is sexy.
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night, and this is the PanelsOnPages.com podcast with your host, Lee Rodriguez.
At the end of the day, babies are terrible people, and I'm not sorry for saying it.
Jason Knize.
Motherfucker, I won best costume.
Jose Guzman.
Yeah, I know nothing about Firestorm except for his hat's always burning.
And Kelly Harris.
Boy, love, it appears we got a penis in the mail.
I glued my fucking eyes shut!
I just want to see all these Yelp reviews of Jose's jizz.
Oh, sorry, I knocked you over the salt.
Like you had anything better to do.
What is happening, everybody? Today is November 19th, 2019, and this is episode 492 of the Panels on Pages podcast. I am your host, Jason Knize, Knize if you're nasty, filling in for the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez, who is on assignment. Joining me tonight, Mr. Kelly Harris.
New Pokemon rules, suck it!
And our good buddy Mahoney.
He's muted. He's pulling a real Jose.
Oh.
Mahoney.
What happened?
Mahoney.
What happened?
I'm back.
You're back. Good.
The baby Yoda is a female, and her name is Ruth.
What?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were for real.
That's for real. Just you wait.
No.
I'd buy it.
That is Baby Yeet, and I will hear no other names.
Her name
Okay, now is
Ruth.
that baby actually Yoda's baby?
They have not said what it is or who it is.
So that would mean that Yoda fucked recently.
Well,
50 years ago?
yes. You have not watched The Mandalorian, Kelly.
Is it a 50-year-old baby?
It is a 50-year-old baby.
Oh, shit.
Because when the Mandalorian gets this bounty, all he is given is the bounty's age, and it was 50 years old. They get these little GPS things that they go to find their bounty, and then it ends up being little baby Yeet and a little space bassinet.
So he's got to kill that thing?
Well, he was told to bring it back alive, but if dead, there needs to be proof of the death.
Man, it's gonna rule when he puts little baby Yoda in a burlap sack full of rocks and throws it in the river.
Well, I mean, he has to bring it back, you know?
Well, yeah, but you drown it.
One way or
And then
the
burn
other. Why would you want to drown that precious little thing?
I don't know. I feel like that'd be an interesting ending to that series.
Well,
It's cold, Kelly.
I mean, I do not
see it coming.
I do not feel safe about little baby Yeet's future, because we've already done 2 more Star Wars movies that are, 20 years in the future, and there's no talk of little baby Yeet.
Well, he's probably still a little baby, just hanging out with his Mandalorian friend.
Maybe. The universe is vast. It's like Texas.
And then
Big, y'all.
little baby Yoda, his first words he'll look at the guy and be like, "Oh, more like Mandalorian."
No. No. It is not Mandalorian.
It's catching on.
No, it's not. 2 people is not catching on.
It's catching on.
Wait, so you haven't watched it? You just think it's boring?
No, I don't actually have any opinions on it.
He's just making fun of it.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Ay, Kelly.
I haven't seen a Star Wars since Episode 3. I don't care.
Well, what's funny is when we were talking about it last week, Kelly kept making jokes about there being Jar Jars and Yodas in The Mandalorian. I had to message him as we were on the show and be like, dude, chill with the Yoda talk.
I had no idea. I was just his prophetic visions of the future.
Well, Jon Favreau posted some artwork of little baby Yeet on Twitter today, so it's cat's out of the bag. We can talk about it openly.
So are you calling him Baby Yeet because you expect him to get yeeted?
No, well, he is yeeted, man. He's yeeted from head to toe.
Well, no, I mean like you expect him to be like thrown out of a window.
He gets yeeted a couple times.
Okay.
That is true. He's like floating around in this like little floaty bassinet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Space
And
bassinet.
when shit goes down, the Mandalorian just kind of kicks him out of the way.
Yeah, the Mandalorian has some sort of like remote control over the space bassinet, and he's able to move it around with his little gauntlets.
Okay.
It's pretty cool, man. It's not Mandalorian. Kelly sent me a meme on Instagram today, and it was the Mandalorian, but it was the DeLorean from Back to the Future, but with Michael J. Fox's head, arms, and legs.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was unnerving. So, enough about the Mandalorian. Yeah, I almost said Mandalorian, goddammit.
Aha, it's catching on.
Lee had to miss this week's show because he's attending the Nashville Roadshow of the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. So
Interesting.
I'm sure we'll hear about it next week. I'm sure he'll love it because Kevin Smith's going to be there. It'll be a fun movie-going experience with like a funny Q&A at the end of it. But
Like if he meets Kevin Smith will be like, "Oh, hey man."
what?
"Oh, hey man." That's what Kevin Smith always says.
Kind of, yeah. But it's also it's very
Is
close.
Kevin Smith here right now?
It's very
"Oh,
close
hey,
to your.
Hey Dan, hey.
He's nice. He's here.
Owen Wilson?
Oh, hey Jason, how's it going?"
Is that Michael Shannon?
Oh, hey guys. I can't do the voice anymore. I
Because
lost.
they're all the same. They're all the same voice.
I haven't done it in so long. I lost it.
Bless. And then conspicuous by
Mark
his.
that for the opener.
I got too much shit going on. I can't mark anything. And conspicuous by his absence is the Guzmaniac, Jose Guzman, who came down
He's
with a
off
case.
somewhere pounded sand.
Came down with a case of food poisoning this evening before the show. So get well, Jose. We miss you, Lee, and hope to have you both back in time for next week's episode because
Yeah.
we all know how much I love hosting.
Jose took a look at his upcoming fantasy football schedule, and now he's laying in bed.
Oh man, and he beat me, so he can't even gloat about it.
All right, well, I had this set up for later on in the show, but
ESPN, the global leader
Oh, wait.
in sports.
no, this is what I wanted.
Good enough. It's like he's
Oh,
here. We
I
can
don't
hear
even have the
Jose.
scoreboard up.
We can hear Jose being upset somewhere.
No, he won this week. He shouldn't be
I
upset.
know, but Mahoney will still rile him up.
No, see, Mahoney, he's knocked Mahoney down a few pegs.
Tease. Jose has a solid chance of winning the division, but that's fine because I might not even see him in the playoffs. But here's the thing. So, listen, people. Listen. We all remember in week 2 when I told Jose that his team was full of risky picks, and he renamed his team to the Risky Picks, and he changed his team logo, and he got all sorts of angry and mad about it. So, I, all season long, have been, as I've said, preparing for Mary. It's like I'm gonna face Mary in the playoffs, and then, she'll be 15-1. And I've realized now that that's not the storyline. The storyline is me and Jose in the final game of the championship.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
That's where that's the fate that this entire league has been building to. So it's coming. So I understand now that Jose needs to get himself into the playoffs so that I can hand him a loss on week 16. Which is
Yep.
fine with me because his matchups in week 16 suck.
You know, it'd be really nice
What?
if we could trade.
Yeah,
Wouldn't it?
yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice? Hey, you know what's super annoying? I don't know how much to the extent any of the rest of you are out there reading different articles and such, but apparently every other fantasy league, their trade deadline is this week. So
we could have had a whole other week of trades.
like two weeks.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure why we had to have a trade deadline in the first place, and certainly not sure why it had to be so friggin' early, but okay, that's fine. Sure is doing a lot of good.
Yeah, especially since 9 of the 12 teams are within like a game of each other.
Yeah.
And 9 of the 12 teams have a losing record. So
Yeah.
good thing they can't trade and they're all standing pat. That seems to be working well.
I hope every one of you that voted for a trade deadline. Oh, I hope you lose.
Yeah.
I know not all of you can lose. The math just doesn't work out that way, but
But you
you
should.
should.
We can make it work.
And I
Mahoney,
think
you know what we should do at the beginning of next season?
we
should we do?
banish the
We
trade
should-
deadline.
No, well, that too, but we should just, to make a point, we should trade our entire teams to each other.
That would be pretty great. I'm not opposed. We'll do each other's draft and
Yeah.
then we'll trade.
I kind of want to know the limits of the trade. Like, how many people could we trade at a time?
Oh, I saw there's a setting in here somewhere where you can limit the number of transactions, and that seems just terrible. I don't know what I would do in that situation.
What would you rather have, a limit on transactions or a trade deadline?
I would rather have a trade deadline because I'm dropping and picking people up all the time.
It's true.
Yeah.
I don't want to be budgeting my drops and my ads. Sounds terrible. All right, so Matt's string of the worst luck in the world, which I'm just gonna point out, ever since he beat me, he's never won again. So some bad karma right there, Matt. Somehow he lost to
Wait,
Tad.
are you saying he hasn't won since the trade deadline started?
No. Since before the trade deadline.
Oh,
well,
okay.
since the trade deadline started, he's 2-9.
Oh, jeez.
But he won week 1, and then I played him like week 3, maybe 4, and he's lost every single game since then. He's 2-9. And he somehow lost to Tad, who I don't even think set an entire lineup, but beat Matt. And I gotta say, like, half of Matt's team used to be my team, so I always am like paying extra attention to his game, and I really thought he had it this week, and then just out of nowhere, Tad for the win. So go figure. Lee won, but he's not here, so we don't need to talk about him. Let's see. Kelly lost to Jose.
Everyone in my division won except for me, and I needed the complete opposite to happen, and my season is now over. It was over, 6 weeks ago, but it's official. Especially if you look at my roster, and it is like all I really have are quarterbacks. Everyone else is either injured or on a bye.
Yeah. Yeah, my team this week was just like, hey, Goat, a happy wedding. And I was like, no. Goat's wedding was last week. We're playing Jose. And they're like, happy wedding, Jose. And I was like, no. Jose, it's not getting married. And they're like, shut the fuck up. We're trying to be nice.
Yeah, your team. I really needed you to beat Jose.
I really needed me to beat Jose.
But that's okay, because now I understand that the destiny is me and Jose. So there's nothing you could have done, Kelly. It's the hands of fate.
True.
How does that even work, though? Because one of you would... Oh,
because
no,
I'm
that's
going to
not...
wind up with Mary week 15, and he's going to get... Right now it's Goat, but it'll probably be Vetter. So he's going to get Vetter, I'm going to get Mary, and then it's going to be Jose and I in the final. Because how could it be anything else?
Yeah.
I don't know,
oh
man.
Oh my god, if I lose to Jose in a final, I'm just going to sign off the internet and never come back.
Yeah, no, I think that's how you kind of have to do it.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's not like you'd be losing to Kerouac.
It'd be better to lose to Kerouac.
Wow.
I don't know. That doesn't taste right. I don't know about that.
You said it, and the word just turned to ash as they left
Oh
your
yeah,
mouth.
smoke just like that cinnamon challenge Thanos joke clip. So, last week we insinuated that Juan was not running his own team, and jokes were made because that's what we do here. We joke.
Yeah.
And we said that perhaps Juan's cousin or nephew was running his team.
His nephew.
And it hurt his feelings, and he didn't appreciate it. And I would just like to say that after he lost to Mary by 70-something points, I no longer think anyone else is running his team. And it seems very clear to me that Juan is, in fact, in charge of his 60.5 points that he scored this week. So, good job, Juan.
I concur.
Good job.
I apologize for ever doubting you, Juan.
Yes, it is very, very apparent that no cousin or nephew could have gotten you 60 points when you were projected to beat Mary.
We're sorry, Juan. Like,
never should have doubted you.
Never should have doubted you, but every step of the way, you were doing very un-Juan things. So, I mean, sue us.
Yeah. Now, the most exciting match of the entire weekend that came down to the final play of Monday Night Football was Vetter versus Tito. And I needed Tito to lose because I'm never going to catch Tito in points, so I can't be tied with Tito. So I needed Tito to lose. And within the last 10 seconds of the game, an interception by the Kansas City defense, Vetter pulled out the win, and Tito lost, dropping him right back down to 4th place.
Yeah,
and
but still,
hopefully cementing my shot at the playoffs.
4th place in your division still is nothing to thumb your nose at.
No, it's still pretty good. And then the most difficult win of the week was Knize, who came in and scored the 2nd highest point total in the entire league with really a great week. He picked up Garoppolo. He made some smart moves. He did everything he could. He scored 114 points, more than everybody but one guy, which was me, when he lost to me. 143 to 114.
Yeah. Yeah, it hurts.
And I'm sure.
It hurts.
Sorry.
It especially hurts coming from you, Mahoney.
I didn't want to do it.
You just had to old yeller him.
Now, the one frustrating part about my win is that the other week when the trade deadline was coming, I had a defense that's pretty good. And I was like, well, I don't want to just drop them and let anybody have them. Like, I want to put them somewhere, and I want to get something back for them. Like, I really would like to have another wide receiver. So who has a wide receiver that I would take for this defense that's a great defense, has a great schedule coming up? And where can I send these people to? And I looked, and I found John Brown on Kelly's team, and we made our trade, and it was great. And Kelly immediately dropped the defense and let Tito pick him up. Exactly what I did not want to have happen.
I didn't need him anymore.
You could have just kept him on your bench.
Why didn't you tell me to keep him?
Then why didn't you look at their upcoming schedule?
Because I don't care.
The worst part is that you sent me John Brown, and John Brown scored 29.5 points this week, and I didn't need them, but you did. So if I had just left John Brown on your team, you would have beat Tito.
Yeah.
Jose.
You should have just let me have that guy.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah, no, I dropped him because I needed someone new. Because I had buys and injuries out the wazoo.
It's a real shame.
Bunch of high-priced babies in the NFL.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
Get out there and fucking play.
Yeah.
So
bring in Kaepernick.
Next week I get Tito. That's going to be a tough one, but I think I can pull it out. I've been preparing for this week for weeks now.
Playing some 3D chess.
I have been preparing for my week 12 matchup since week 8. So, let's see. Lee gets Tad. Knize, you get Vetter. But as you pointed out,
it don't matter.
Six of your players are healthy, and everyone else is either on a bye or injured.
And I'm 3 games behind first place in my division, and I'm playing just my division for the rest of the regular season. Even if I win all of them, somebody else is going to win something.
Yeah. So I don't even. If I were you, I don't even know that I would. I don't think I would drop all of those guys just to get other players. I would just be like, fuck it. If I don't have a kicker, I don't have a kicker. Shit happens. Then Matt has Mel. Mary gets Kelly. So that's not so great for you, Kelly.
I'm gonna see if I can put a ding in her record.
Oh my god.
I would like it, but we'll see.
She's Merino era Dolphins right now.
And here's the deal. Juan gets Jose. Now, Juan, I know I just said that I believe that you're running your team, but if by chance,
Call your nephew.
if earlier in the season or any point in the past, a cousin, a nephew, your dad, your sister, I don't know, anyone else was giving you advice, maybe call them back this week and take out Jose for me. That would be great.
Maybe ask the cat.
Ask the cat. Yeah. Ask the cat. I hope, oh my god, I hope he still has that cat. I can feel as I'm saying these words, I feel like he's going to sit half his team. I feel like he's going to throw this game. But I hope that he doesn't. I hope the pride comes through and he beats Jose.
Wait. What if that happens? Okay,
I-
see if that does happen, that'll be okay because then we can yell at Jose about collusion for like the next month.
If Juan sits half his team, I'm going to throw a fit.
No, Juan still has a chance. Why would he do that?
He does. So, I don't know. Just to fuck with me. I'm nervous, Knize.
Oh man, imagine.
I don't want to imagine anymore. It's all I can picture. Tito, I'm going to throw a fit.
Tito's not even here.
Don't throw a fit,
he'll
Melvin.
He'll hear. He's at work in his office watching The Mandalorian and listening to the podcast. So, yeah. The season is all building to me and Jose in the final week. I'm calling it now.
It's like a movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's the only way it could go. Goat currently has 4 players in his lineup, so that's going to be real interesting.
But
Go,
he-
you gotta stop hugging your girlfriend.
He's got 4 fucking players in his lineup, and he's in the middle of the ocean.
he's
Sorry.
hugging-
Hold on. I need to revise that statement. Go, you gotta stop humping your wife.
His projected total is 45 points.
But he does have the social media package for
Yeah, so
Wi-Fi.
he's
But is he going to remember to use it on this?
I'm sure, like,
He needs to send his password to Lee.
Like, he's got to put in waiver picks tonight. Is he going to put in waiver picks tonight?
I guess we'll see, huh?
Go, you gotta stop humping.
Hump away,
He's got
go.
no quarterback, no running back, no
Hump your-
tight end, no defense, and no kicker.
Hump your way to a quarterback, then. I don't know.
Send me a trade request.
So yeah, that's the fantasy football minute. It's not the same when Lee's not here. Just
All right, Lee, you can come back. Lee, you can come back.
Yeah, you should have started every sentence with Lee. Oh, bless.
asking him questions.
And
Lee,
Lee's
you know
o-
how
Lee-
you don't have a quarterback?
Lee's over there talking to Kevin Smith.
Like,
Oh, hey, man.
Oh, hey, guys.
You know what
Kevin
the
Smith.
best part is?
Kevin Smith here,
So-
man.
Lee and Goat have Tad. They have 4 starters in their lineup. They are projected for 45 points. And according to this, they have an 85% chance of beating Tad. So there's a 15% chance that with 4 players, they can beat Tad.
I like those odds.
Right? Can you imagine if you started 4 players and you won? How shitty you would feel if you were that other team.
I think before next season, we need one of those. You have to figure out which pictures have a stop sign in it to prove you're not a robot, just so that you can be part of the league next year.
I like it.
Just make sure that you're awake and involved.
I like it.
So I've been watching a lot of the impeachment hearings this past week, so that's fucking.
Oh God, why?
That's fucking cool. It's history in the making, man.
That sounds miserable.
You know, I just want to. I feel like I'm involved, but it's real cool when you're watching the impeachment hearings and they're interviewing the former ambassador to Ukraine, and live on air, they reveal that Donald Trump has been tweeting nasty things about that witness, and they read the tweets live on air during the hearing. It's wow. That is some television right there. And then they go to recess, and they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, Roger Stone found guilty." I was like, "Oh, look at all this! It's all coming together." So there's some good moments. It's not the Mandalorian, but
I'm still worried that because if he gets impeached, he can still run for the next year, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm really worried that it's just going to radicalize his base and he's going to get another term.
I don't know if that's happening, though. I think it's all kind of crumbling, but, you know,
I think he can run for another term. Like, I don't think there'd be anything stopping him. But, I mean, if you were the Republican Party, it sounds stupid to say this out loud. I mean, if you were the Republican Party, would you really run a candidate that's actively being impeached?
Sure.
But they probably would. They probably would.
Yeah, there's talk of primarying him, but I think it's very likely he will be impeached, nothing will happen, and then we'll make it to the 2020 election, and he just has to fucking lose.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Just cross your damn fingers.
What I think should happen is I'll play him in the fantasy football playoffs, and then when he loses, he has to move to Russia.
All right.
Hey, build that Trump Tower Moscow.
What if he has to just put his tiny hands in the toilet?
That works for me. Till they're pruny.
Yeah.
Or his back hurts, whatever comes first.
I like Kelly's idea of him just... Kelly's whole thing about he wishes one of his tweets would make Trump hang himself.
Yeah, I want to cyberbully him to death.
Yeah, I want
my God.
a lot.
I want them to like find him hanging in the office, and then they look at his phone, and his phone is just one of my main tweets.
I want like one of those Faces of Death clips where like just on a live press conference he just sticks the barrel of a gun in his mouth.
Yeah.
And just sprays Cheeto dust everywhere.
And then I get to star in a Netflix series about the 13 reasons why he killed himself, and they're all just my tweets.
I would watch that.
So I want to talk a little wrestling.
Sure.
Especially since Mahoney's here.
I'm always up to do that.
First, this...
I'll make my top 6 list.
You do that. But it's good stuff. You might want to stick around. I
won't leave.
Mahoney, did you hear about what happened to Joji Otani?
No.
He got caught with a 16-year-old.
Oh, no.
He fell in love with a 16-year-old?
Well, I wouldn't say that.
I fuck kids.
No!
Why would you say that?
Kelly!
That was Kelly from the past.
That was so inappropriate.
I was pretending to be Michael Jackson.
When you were fucking the kids?
No! Michael Jackson was fucking the kids.
Oh.
I want to talk about
sending them faxes.
The WWE 2K social media on Friday night.
Oh, God.
So WWE 2K is the WWE video game put out by 2K Sports. EA, right? It's EA? I believe
yes?
so. I believe so.
I don't think so.
No? Whatever.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Okay. So all of the 2K social media, Facebook and Twitter, got hacked on Friday night. And the WWE 2K pages specifically were of interest because not only has the game been just a hot mess, but the hacker went in and was changing the profile picture to the AEW logo and the timeline banner to Chris Benoit Hall of Fame inductee. And at one point changed the profile picture to the leaked money shot from the Page porn video.
Yikes.
Yep.
And the hackers just kept... The WWE 2K or the 2K social media people would go in there and delete it, change it back, and then the hackers would just switch it right back. Like, it went on for... It felt like 4 hours. They were just back and forth, back and forth. And the amazing thing is, the Page money shot picture, we realized that was the picture on the T-shirt from WrestleMania that one weekend that Jimmy Lloyd pointed out and says he was a fucking cool dude. Lee was like, that's the shot. That's the shot of the chick with cum all over her eyes. We figured it out. Oh my! But it was such a mess. They've scrubbed the social media of that, but like Botchamania has screenshots. I think the PoP account retweeted some screenshots.
Yeah.
The Chris Benoit Hall of Fame thing, like that's the AEW profile picture. That's fun. Like back and forth, but you don't come back from that Chris Benoit Hall of Fame banner. Like, you're done. Like, multiple people did not go into work on Monday after that.
Nope. And I looked it up. 2K is not owned by EA.
Okay, so 2K...
They're just Take-Two Interactive.
Okay. But I think the game is through EA, is it not?
I don't think so.
Who cares? Chris Benoit in the Hall of Fame. The wrestling internet continued just to be real exciting. Last night, specifically...
you talking about Big Tone?
Okay, so we got to go back a little bit. We had the breaking news on the podcast last week that CM Punk showed up on WWE backstage. And what a disappointment. What a fucking sellout. What a sad way to return on a
Looking
fucking...
like a real sad sack.
On a sound stage with 5 people clapping for you and the stage crew. And after...
And it just when you think you have all the answers, I changed the culture.
Yeah.
The lamest fucking shit I've ever heard.
What a fart. What just a wet fart.
That's you.
And then like
That's you, Punk.
So this is like this on any other day this would have been huge news. But it was so lackluster that by I think Thursday no one gave a shit anymore.
Yeah, no.
And this is CM Punk, coming back to a Fox show. Fox runs it. Fox is paying him, but it's WWE on Fox.
Yeah. Whatever he's got to tell himself to cash those checks.
Yeah. So at the very least, he's getting a check to talk about WWE on a bi-weekly basis. And that's just fucking sad across the board. When WWE is at its lowest point creatively and morally, and you've got the opportunity to go to this other upstart company that is nipping at the heels, and you could personally, you could change the business. You could be Hulk Hogan turning heel right now. You could be the Outsiders coming in. You could be Stone Cold Steve Austin. You always wanted to be Stone Cold, CM Punk. You always loved Stone Cold. You could have been that. But no, you show up on WWE backstage at, what was it, midnight on a Tuesday?
Yeah, something like that.
To a show that got 50,000 viewers the week before. But I digress. So everybody kind of forgot about that. But then yesterday afternoon, CM Punk tweeted, "Hey, I'm going to be on WWE backstage. Check me out. It's going to be dangerous. It's going to be fucking..."
Yeah, his tweet says, "It is weird trying to catch up on 5+ years of wrestling. I'm doing what I can. There's bright spots. It's mostly women from what I can tell. There's bad, too. I'm going to talk about it. No one is safe. Join us." And then he tags Renee Young, WWE on Fox, Booker T, Paige, Vince McMahon, and Tony Khan.
Tony Khan, the owner, president of AEW, who was rumored to have had contract negotiations with CM Punk at some point or another, which obviously fell through due to money problems. How much do you think CM Punk is getting for this WWE backstage show?
I'm
14
really.
sandwiches.
I have no idea.
But they're
honestly.
footlongs.
What do you think? It's probably a year contract and a minimum number of appearances. It's got to be at least 7 figures.
I would assume, but
maybe pushing 8 figures.
I don't think you can justify going 8 figures for that.
Yeah, for a show that's getting 50,000. I mean, how much money are Fox is already shelling out so much money for this garbage product. Yeah. In response to CM Punk's tweet, which he said, it's going to get dangerous.
No one is safe.
No one is safe. Tony Khan responds, also tagging CM Punk, WWE on Fox, and Vince McMahon, who are all tagged in the first tweet. Tony Khan says, "No one is safe? Sounds like a plane full of wrestlers in Saudi Arabia." Holy shit.
You can tell that he was gilded by the message board era.
You're right. It. Like he was he not big on like wrestling message boards? Isn't that kind of
Yeah, no, he would like message in results from house shows to Meltzer. Like he is old school wrestling nerd.
Well, it continues because, company man Randy Orton, who just re-signed with WWE, comes in with what's that whole thing about glass houses and stones, and links an article from sportsnot.com about Tony Khan's father, Shahid Khan, Jaguars owner, being investigated for corruption. Which apparently that whole story and that investigation went nowhere. Who knows? But Tony Khan then responds, Kelly, you got this one pulled up?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
Tony replies, "I thought you only tagged me in your posts when you were grasping for leverage. That article's over a year old and is about baseless claims made about my dad years ago. That's the best you can do? Nothing. Meanwhile, in the time since that was written, you used the N-word on Twitch." Just killed him with the N-word.
Yeah, that was Kelly's quote tweet. Tony just killed him with the N-word out of nowhere.
So good.
And then, like, Randy posted something else, but he was already toasted by then.
Yeah, he was dead.
He was extra crispy. Charlotte tried to get into it with Brandy Rhodes, and it's like, no, you can all stop. So we have to assume, what time does WWE Backstage start? Does it start at 10 or 11?
I honestly don't know. I could not tell you. The only reason I know it's on Tuesdays is because of what happened last week.
Right.
I assumed it was Fridays after SmackDown.
That would make sense.
Yeah. I think it's tonight.
So we'll keep an eye on Twitter. If anything cool happens during WWE Backstage, we'll keep an eye on it, but probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet nothing cool happens. Also, I will not be keeping an eye on Twitter because I have blocked every wrestling account I've ever encountered, including Kelly twice.
Had you blocked Tony Khan?
I think I could see Tony Khan, but I almost certainly promptly blocked him.
Well, at least you got to see it before you blocked him. So it's probably the best his Twitter will ever get. So
yeah, good banter.
Oh man, I just realized all these stories are social media and Twitter related because I wanted to talk about the Snyder Cut for just a quick second.
I don't want.
Just a little moment.
Oh, we're gonna.
Oh.
So
I'm probably gonna say something mean about Zack Snyder and his family.
So to catch everybody up, you know what the whole release the Snyder Cut thing is about, and I assumed it was kind of a dead issue at this point. Like, they peaked at Comic-Con when they bought the bus benches and had the plane flying over and all that. So then Sunday, out of nowhere, Zack Snyder, Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, Ray Fisher, who played Cyborg, and Ben Affleck tweeted #release the Snyder Cut, with included black and white photos of each of them from the movie. And what's sadder?
Was real weird.
What is sadder? Ben Affleck tweeting #release the Snyder Cut, or CM Punk showing up on WWE backstage and not even being lit well?
Oh, that's tough. But you know what? The more I think about it, the more I really can't wait for this thing to come out, because it's gonna fucking suck.
It's not gonna be any good.
It's gonna suck. And I can't wait.
There is no Snyder Cut because
his daughter killed himself and because he didn't spend enough time with her. Maybe if he had been at home instead of making his stupid fucking shitty movies, he'd still have a daughter.
Yikes, Kelly.
See? Told you this was gonna happen.
I like some of Zack Snyder's movies. But
he's good at making music videos.
Yeah, he does. He does make music videos. Come together.
Yeah. God damn it, Zack Snyder. Fuck you.
I just can't believe.
I'd slap the shit out of him if given the chance.
I can't believe that this is anything other than a calculated push for some sort of Blu-ray special edition,
be for
HBO Max, whatever, and that's really just disappointing overall.
Well, you guys got the Mandalorian, well, we got the Snyder Cut. That's you.
It's coming, and we're all gonna have to see it.
No, we're not.
We are.
No, we're gonna. If it happens, we're gonna watch it. If it's in a package that is watchable, like something with a beginning, middle, and end, we'll watch it. But it's likely just going to be deleted scenes with tennis balls on sticks, you know?
Oh, that's going to rule when it looks really shitty.
There's no way that they're going to sink more money into this movie that already lost them their pants.
It's just Zack Snyder with, like, puppets doing the voices.
Ooh, that'd be good.
It's Zack Snyder, like in Spaceballs, and he has all of the action figures, and he's acting them out.
Oh my
what
God.
if it's just them all sitting on a stage reading the script from what the movie would have been?
Dramatic reading of the Justice League Snyder Cut.
But they make Ben Affleck wear the Batman suit.
I'm in.
Everyone else is in their normal clothing, but he's just sitting in this shitty folding chair in his full Batman costume.
Oh, things have gotten so bad for Ben Affleck that he's reached out to Kevin Smith again.
Oh, no.
I think he's in the reboot, isn't he?
Oh, hey, man. Kevin Smith's here again.
Hey, guys, Kevin Smith here.
Oh, that one was good.
Yeah, he's got that put on, like, hey, what's going on? Hey, hey. I'm glad that he went to the backwards hat again, because, man, he was getting real bald. We got so many shots of him from behind the stage and just, nothing back there. Bless you.
Hey!
Hey! Well, that's pretty much all I had.
Yeah, you got to get a little Fonzie in there.
That's pretty much all I had to talk about. How's your week been, Kelly?
What?
How's your week been, Kelly?
It's been good. Just chuckling about being Kevin Smith. Hey, man, I'm going to put my wife and daughter in my movies, even though they're not very good.
Yeah.
Kelly's coming for the families tonight.
I really am.
She says, fuck families.
Yeah.
Who hurt you?
Not no one, really.
Somebody.
You know who hurt someone? Johnny Depp when he was slapping around.
Oh, my God.
Allegedly.
No, he did it.
Yeah, I mean, that feels pretty evident.
I remember when he was going to move to Madison by me, because that's where the real people live.
What?
Yeah, he never ended up doing it, though.
Johnny Depp was talking about moving to Madison, Wisconsin.
Yep.
So
that's where the real people are.
Los Angeles, Paris and Madison.
Yeah.
The Paris of the Midwest.
Yeah.
There is actually a Paris of the Midwest, isn't there?
There's Paris, Texas, I believe. There might be a Paris of the Midwest. I'm not sure.
Detroit is sometimes called the Paris of the Midwest.
Oh, no.
Outta
No.
here.
Is that because everyone spits on the ground? Detroit.
It's the Afghanistan of the Midwest.
RoboCop. But yeah, no, this week's been really good. New Pokemon came out on Friday.
Nice.
Been having a real good time with that.
Did it have every Pokemon ever?
No, it didn't.
Oh,
and I'm glad it didn't. I'm really glad it didn't because I don't need to catch almost 1,000 of them.
Kelly.
There's almost 1,000 Pokemon now?
Yeah.
That's too many.
Yeah, it's way too many.
I've
There
heard
should be 12.
I've heard you gotta catch them all.
No, you don't
You
have
gotta.
to. You
Kelly,
gotta
gotta.
catch all of them that are in the game. That's fine.
How about you gotta catch them all at some point?
Yeah, sure.
Like over a lifetime.
Yeah,
Like
you don't need to do it all in one game.
it's more of a bucket list thing, like an affirmation. Like you gotta catch them all at least once.
What people are really upset about with that is that they can't bring in their Pokemon that they've had over a decade now into this game. And it's like, look, no other video game would allow you to do that.
Just their juiced up Bulbasaur.
Yeah, no one's playing like a Final Fantasy game with the same character from Final Fantasy VII or whatever. You just don't. That's not how video games work. You can't do that, guys. And so you got this online campaign where like Game Freak lied, and I'm like, fuck you guys. This game's really good.
Juggalo John in the chat says that Amber Heard had to testify under oath in court that nothing happened between her and Johnny Depp and that she made it up.
Oh, well, I mean, if she testified under oath in court.
Don't buy it for a second. I ain't buying that for $1.
I would say Johnny Depp didn't beat me up either for $20 million.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I'm sure. Hey, didn't what's his face that Marky Mark blinded with a brick was like, nah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's swell. You should let him sell burgers.
Marky Mark, real good guy.
Yeah.
Marky Mark is not a nice person.
That's
really
not what I
excited.
heard.
Really excited to go to fucking Depp Burgers.
Yeah.
Depp Cakes. Depp Budges. That's his sausage place.
Oh, I thought it was his sandwich place.
Oh, that works too.
Depwitch. Depwitch kind of
Depp
works.
Witch. You want a Depp Witch with extra domestic violence?
Oh my god.
No, hold the domestic violence, please. If I see domestic violence on this sandwich, I'm sending it back.
Now, is that romaine lettuce? I'm confused. But yeah, no, Pokemon's real good. I'm a little over 12 hours into it. Really enjoying it. And I don't know if I talked about this before, because I'm not really sure what we've talked about because of all the random movies we've been watching.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure what I actually get to talk about in certain weeks. But I
True.
started watching a Japanese reality show.
Of course.
It's called Terrace House. You guys familiar with this at all? It's on Netflix.
Terrace?
Yeah,
Terrorist house?
No, just Terrace House.
Terrorist house.
Yes, Terrorist House.
Terrorist house.
So I started watching it. Okay, I have an echo.
Yeah, I'm hearing the echo too.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing an echo, so it's probably me.
I think it fixed.
All right.
I think when you acknowledge the echo, it's like,
Yeah. Mr. Echo heard and went back to the shadows.
Sometimes with the echo, it's just when the internet kind of slows down a little bit, probably.
Yeah. Oh, God, I hear my cat fucking throwing a fit
You
downstairs.
hear your cat fucking?
No, he's just throwing a fit.
Yeah. 'Cause he heard that Juan's going to sit his whole team next week.
But yeah, so I started watching Terrace House because one of my favorite wrestlers from Stardom has become a cast member on the house.
Cool.
And It really kind of the best way to describe it is it's like an American reality show, but without all of the sinister intentions.
Well, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's really just these 6 people live in a house, and they just kind of live their lives, but like no one's plotting anything against them.
Terrace house, like go out on the terrace.
No,
Yeah.
like terrorist house.
Yeah, it's not terrorist house.
So is
I
it?
think that's what you keep calling it.
Is it subbed?
Yeah. But see, I've been watching the stuff with Hannah hasn't started on Netflix, so I've been torrenting these because that's where I'm at in my life.
Torrenting Japanese reality shows from Netflix.
Yeah. The funny thing is, though, apparently on the Netflix uploads, they take out like all the music and replace it with generic stuff. But like the opening theme of this show is by Churches, and it's a lot of just English music.
I believe it's pronounced Chiverches.
Yes.
Virtues.
But yeah, it's just the best part is there's a panel that talks before the show starts and then in the middle of the show, and they just commentate on what they've seen. Those guys are great because they just will
like solid work on the pipe bomb.
pretty much, yeah. They'll just be like, man, you know what? This guy sucks. He's not contributing anything to the house. Not doing it, adding no drama, nothing. Yeah, like the commentators are fun. I like them. Yeah, everyone. It's a very just nice, easygoing show, and it really kind of shows American reality shows for just how evil they are.
Which is funny because Japan has all those weird shows, and their reality show is just kind of like, these people are nice. They're not like in their underwear trying to climb up a slip and slide.
No.
What was that? They were trying to climb up the slip and slide, and every time they were trying to break it was girl in shower. That's what it was.
Yeah.
They were just trying to break the pieces to see the girl naked.
Yeah.
And then this terrace house is just like, hey, we're going to eat with chopsticks.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the guys, there's a guy on there. His name is Pepe. He's an Italian immigrant who is becoming a manga artist.
So wait, is Pepe speaking Japanese?
Yeah, he's really good. He's fluent.
Okay. Kelly, you need to talk to Lisa Mahoney and convince her to watch this. Because because she loves trash reality shows, but I think this would be fun.
She probably it's a really good show. I think she'd like it.
Yeah, I want to hear Mahoney's response to Terrace House.
Yeah.
My response is I don't support Terrorist House or anything having to do with terrorism.
I think you would like the panel. You would like those guys.
I am enjoying the challenge just fine, where the British team just threw an event because they wanted to vote out one guy's girlfriend because they don't think she can run fast.
But in Terrace House, they all made dinner together and then went to Rio's basketball game to cheer him on.
Oh. What about, have you guys seen Isis Beach?
But the funny thing is, it'll be a backdoor into getting Lisa into Japanese women's wrestling.
Yes. I see.
Because here's what happens. You get her hooked on the first part of the season, which is on Netflix now. And then in mid-December, when they upload the second part that Hannah's in, then she'll be like, you know what? This wrestling ain't so bad.
Yeah, go for it. Get her to watch whatever you want. I will not watch it.
It's a good thought, but they also watch The Miz on the challenge, but they don't watch wrestling because of The Miz.
Why don't you guys watch Miz and Mrs.?
Yeah, you guys don't watch Miz and Mrs. either, do you?
No, I sure don't.
I think you guys would enjoy that show.
You know why I don't watch Ms. and Mrs.?
Quality program.
Challenge.
Why don't
Miz went out and bought an entire wheel of cheese?
Why?
His wife wanted a wheel of cheese.
She's French.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see what you're missing here.
Did his wife eat an entire wheel of cheese?
Almost.
Has she shit yet?
No. Well, she shit out a baby.
Couple.
That's right.
My God.
I mean, so yeah, Terrace House just is added to the pile of trash TV I watch.
Wonderful.
Just throw that on there with Chrisley Knows Best and General Hospital.
Yeah, Chrisley Knows Best. The Todd Chrisley memes kind of dried up for a little bit
Yeah,
there.
I know.
I think maybe at the... I feel like once we get some news about the Chrisley court case, maybe Todd Chrisley memes will make a comeback.
Probably. There was a lot going on.
Sure.
I think the Todd father's getting off.
That's going in the intro.
If you know anything about the Todd father, you know he's getting off.
The Todd father fucks.
Yeah, he does. Look at all those kids. He made those.
In a lab.
So besides your
Do you think he like went in the lab and it had his seed made into eggs so he could impregnate the seed, his own egg with his own seed?
Probably.
So they're just him.
I believe he has had sex with Julie is the wife?
Oh yeah, no, I think so, but I think he just wants to make his own perfect babies.
Sure.
Because yeah, here's the thing. Todd is very horny energy. Todd wants to fuck a lot.
I would say you could convince me that Todd has had sex with any of the Chrisley Knows Best characters that I've seen pictures of. I've never seen an episode of the show.
Oh, no. No.
I don't know how any of these people relate to one another.
They all relate to one another.
I would absolutely be convinced that he's had sex with any of them.
Most of them are his children.
Yes.
Yeah, well.
A good majority. I don't know if we want to be...
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to be talking about the Todd father in that manner.
The Todd father in his show is much hornier than Terrace House is.
Not a lot of sex on Terrorist House?
No, not at all. No, they're very it's not a Temptation Island over there. They putting a lot of work into contemplating things. It's more like Contemplation Island.
It sounds exactly like some of these terrorists need. Just send them off to think about what they've done.
Yeah.
And film it for Japanese reality TV.
Yeah.
Oh, it's coming.
I'd watch it.
Because you got all these Americans that are turned into ISIS. I think there's going to be enough at one point that you'll have a dozen of them that have come back and are trying to reform. And it's like Celebrity Rehab, but for being in ISIS.
Oh my God.
You know, one of my favorite parts of one of the most recent episodes of Terrace House is so the stuff started to air on Netflix in Japan, obviously. So one of the house members decided to watch the episodes. And he was up crying at night watching the show because through the show he realized how much of a weirdo he is. He's like, man, I don't like how I act on this show at all. And then everyone was reassuring to him.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be all of us, I feel?
I don't know. I'm great.
I mean, doesn't he know how editing works? Like, they can make him look however they want. Like, Jared does know how to read. I just made it sound like he didn't.
So
that's a throwback, right?
That's a throwback. I just spent probably an hour and a half meticulously removing syllables and moving words around to make it sound like he couldn't read. So yeah, I'm not going to feel bad if some TV editor makes me look like a weirdo. That's just their choice.
No, I just feel like I don't like seeing myself on video or like being able to reflect on that. I don't think anybody really likes that.
You're gonna... Especially because Ruka is a 20-year-old beautiful boy that doesn't really know what to do with his life.
Yeah. So besides,
who wants to be a 20-year-old beautiful boy,
besides
no job,
Mahoney, besides your fantasy football machinations, what else is going on?
Oh boy, nothing really. Nothing much. One of my nieces came to town, so we visited with her and played a lot of cards.
Oh, good.
Hung out.
See, here's the thing. I saw the picture on your Instagram.
Yeah.
And I saw one of your relatives said something about Katie. And I thought I'd fallen into a different universe where that was your daughter.
No. Her name is also Katie, but she's my older niece.
Okay, good. I did not traverse universes.
You did not. Kelly was like, God damn. What's that thing that you think happened? Somebody drilled their way through a wall?
Yoda.
Yeah. You thought you might have been back in the Yoda universe?
Yeah, and I didn't want to say anything and be like, hey, is this actually your daughter? Because then that'd be weird.
That would have been pretty weird.
Yeah, I'd be like, when did she become this?
Play it cool, Kelly. Play it cool.
Has she always been this?
How old am I? Where has the time gone?
What universe have I fallen into?
Oh, speaking of that, Kelly, are you keeping up with Watchmen? Are you watching Watchmen at all?
Yes, I am.
Oh, are you caught up?
Yes, I am.
Oh, we just watched the latest episode tonight.
It's so good.
It's wild.
It's wild. The beginning of this episode was amazing. Like, when we saw the squid.
Yeah. Literally on screen, we saw the squid from Watchmen.
And it's so cool.
Zack Snyder didn't have the balls.
Nope.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And
I loved that. What was that last episode? Not this most recent episode, the one before, with the fucking dude who's just running around and is like, I'm gonna oil myself up and slide into the sewers.
Yeah, greased up deaf guy just sliding into the sewers.
What?
You've seen that GIF, Mahoney.
I have seen the GIF, but I thought that was just a weird GIF.
No, that's from Watchmen.
At one point, the main character,
buck wild show on TV.
Yeah, the main character, played by Regina King, sees this dude watching her, and he bolts, and she chases after him, and they're running. He fucking covers himself in baby oil, and then slides into a sewer drain, and she's like, "Fuck!" And that's just like, that's every episode is wild shit like that.
Just insane happens every episode.
It's peeling back this, 30 years later Watchmen universe, which, was set up in the book, and, it takes some from the movie too, kind of that world building, but it's definitely more faithful to the book.
We live in a world with 2 Watchmen sequels, and the TV show is the far superior one to the comic.
I have no frame of reference, but the show is really fantastic. It's a great example of taking an IP and improving upon it instead of just leaning on the IP of it all.
Yeah.
Because this could have been its own thing, possibly, but it's better.
I think you could have done it.
It's better because it's Watchmen. So, highly recommend.
It's so good.
Have you still going to the movies a bunch, Mahoney?
I took a couple of, I didn't go this week because the niece was in town. I was going to go and see Charlie's Angels, but her flight was at the same time. So
yeah, a lot of people.
I'm going to get to see Charlie's Angels. Sounds like that's going to be gone real fast.
I think a lot of people intended to see Charlie's Angels and did not.
And, that's fine.
It's fine.
I kind of assumed you were at a movie when you were sending me memes at 3 a.m. the other night.
That's just any other night.
That's just
another Tuesday, Kelly.
He's just in the shower with the lights off, watching Netflix and sending Instagram memes.
That is not inaccurate. I am gonna see on Friday this week. They're doing an early showing of Knives Out, and I'm gonna go see that.
Oh, nice.
And then I'm gonna tell all of you how it ends.
Yeah, Knives Out looks awesome. Mary definitely wants to see Tom Hanks as Mr. Rogers, and that comes out this week.
I have no interest in Tom Hanks as Mr. Rogers. As sad as Mary.
Oh my God.
I thought that movie came out a while ago.
I wish it was already gone.
Well, no, I think you're thinking of there was the documentary about Mr.
must
Rogers,
be.
but the biopic is coming out this week, along with Frozen 2. But we're gonna wait the crowds out on that one. That Frozen 2 will be around a little bit.
Oh yeah, Frozen 2 will be in theaters until next year.
Yeah, we'll catch that at some point. Well, speaking of Frozen, let's take a break and we can come back for our top 6 for this week, which is top 6 Frozen fiction. Inspired by Frozen being released this week. But first, we got a Popcast Classic. This is a long one. And funnily enough, last week's Popcast Classic was about porn. This week's Popcast Classic is about porn. It is from episode 404 from December 2017. But I tagged a little intro on the front of it from our good buddy Goat, who went and got himself hitched this past week. Currently on a Caribbean cruise, hugging the hell out of his new wife. But man, this is a real Panels on Pages throwback. So listen to this, and we'll be back in a little bit and do a top 6. All right, bye. And break.
Break! You know what I love? I love America. And when I think of America, I think of two things. Tits and Batman. And when I need my tits and Batman fix, I go to PanelsOnPages.com. Because they love tits, and they love Batman. Because they're American. Well, except for that one feller. I kind of think he might be Canadian. So anyway, PanelsOnPages.com. Tits, Batman, America.
So here's my hot take. You guys know about this thing called internet porn?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's these websites that you can go to, and you can look at pictures or videos. I mean, it's 2017. Who's looking at porn pictures on the internet anymore? Unless it's some sort of weird leak. So
It befuddles me when I see a website that has a GIF section.
For that quick little rip, quick little banana peel, if you know what I'm saying. So, I frequent a site every so often. I'm a married man in love with my wife, but sometimes you just gotta get the job done yourself, and it's fun. It's a fun time had by one and all.
No, fuck it. I co-sign this.
So I don't know about you guys, but I find myself gravitating towards certain performers. Like, I like their work. I like their style. I like their looks.
Absolutely.
So
100%.
you tend to.
Uh-oh.
Jose knows where I'm going.
I might. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna hush up because I might not.
Don't bury the lead. Don't bury the lead. So
I don't want to bury myself.
Okay.
I don't know if we're on the same hot take.
Okay. So and every so often you find somebody new that you're like, oh, let me see this young blowhard, see what they've got, this young up and comer. So in the past week, I had found this young lady who I enjoyed her work, and I was like, oh, you know what?
All right.
I'll come back to you at some point, and you're on my list now. You're on my Jericho's list. So one night last week, I might have enjoyed her work to the point of completion. And then the very next day,
you put a tally mark on the bathroom mirror.
Yes, and then the very next day, found out that she had committed suicide.
Oh no!
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Like recently?
Yeah,
Literally. It was her name is August Ames.
August Ames, yeah, lovely. Yeah. She's dead?
Yes.
Yeah.
She made some comment.
She died on Tuesday.
On
she
Twitter
committed suicide last Tuesday.
Oh,
Jeez.
Warning to whoever's working with this guy. He also shoots gay porn.
Right.
And the internet swallowed her whole.
So a lot of people came at her because it seemed like a homophobic comment. So she's getting a lot of hate on Twitter. She's going back and forth with a bunch of people. People are.
Okay.
Some people are telling her to.
You just found out about her?
Yeah. Dude, she's only fucking
She was 23 when she died.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, but she's had a long career.
Okay, but maybe I'm not the connoisseur you are, Jose Guzman.
All right, I'm gonna be quiet. See, this is why I didn't say anything at first.
But that's why I found the story so interesting, because I discover her last week, jerk it one night, and then wake up to the news the next day that she's dead.
I found out, like, I was watching the news, and all these videos kept saying, like,
fuck you. You weren't watching the news.
Was it the eighth?
You weren't watching the news.
Were you watching? Were you watching?
Fiddler.
Were you watching the AVN
that's
news?
what we call it. We call it the news. All these videos kept saying R.I.P. and then, like, here's her video. So that was weird to me. Like, in memoriam. Here.
In memoriam, jerk off to her.
Yeah, like all the subtitles, all the titles of all the videos were R.I.P. Gone too soon.
Yeah.
And then, like, usually you see on Facebook, you'll see posts like that that's like R.I.P. Gone too soon, and there's a video, and it's like a Sarah McLachlan slideshow.
Right.
But this is just like, all right, so in memory of her, pound away. See, that's where I thought you were going.
He's like, it's weird, but I'm into it, and it's fine.
No, like, there's enough other porn stars in the world that I don't need to jerk off to a
See,
dead
that's the other
one.
thing was I kind of, like, I haven't been back since, because now it's weird.
One of the funny things is I found out about the news story because of Juggalo John's retweets. Like, I don't know if I would have stumbled upon the news story otherwise, so I might still be jerking off to her to this day if it weren't for Juggalo John. So up top, homie, for not only warning me, but also for having the same taste in porn stars. What is up with that? It's like
that's why I'm saying, where you been on this one?
Me and Juggalo John are like me and Ted Cruz. Remember when me and him have the same taste in porn?
That's right.
There's a lot of porn out there, Jose. There's a lot.
But,
talk show you want, Jose, but there really is.
There is a lot. And
there is a lot. And there's some that are just good at their job.
Yeah, and
those stand out.
I got.
That's all I'm saying.
It's kind of like people
I don't know. I think I watch too much news.
It's like people who didn't get into Sublime until after Bradley Noel died.
Okay.
Like,
I'll give it to you.
She burned bright and fast, and
at least you found her work.
Yeah.
A body of work that will live on forever.
R.I.P.
And forever be weird with weird subtitles.
Great boobs. Solid teardrop boobs. A+.
Which really, I think, is the most fitting memorial we can give to a person. What are you going on, Jose?
Sweet cups.
We talk about porn a lot on this show.
That was a solid place to end. Oh no, my mic. Solid place to end that clip.
Sweet cups. Yeah, that was the thing. Like, I try and get these things to be around, 2-3 minutes, enough time to go take a piss if you need to. But, like, it kept being good. There were so many twists and turns. You just finally had to just be like, all right, time to get out. Sweet cups. Mahoney, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, good. You guys want to do top 6?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's
all right, so Frozen 2 is coming out this week. So we thought of a top 6 idea of top 6 Frozen fiction, where let's say movies, TV, books, video games, what have you, takes place in the winter. There's snow, there's ice, what have you. It's wide open, but we can still do one of our favorite things, and it's list things that we like. So let's start it off. Kelly, you were gonna help me out with some of that Discord.
Yeah, I can do the Discord.
Well, let's go with Lee first. Give us
All right.
Lee's top 6 since he is not here.
Yeah. So Lee, number 6, Frozen from 2010. Indie nightmare fuel about a couple stranded on a ski lift after hours.
Good.
Now Mahoney.
Yeah, I maintain that's not at all what Frozen is about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Doesn't seem right.
No, I've seen Frozen many a time. I've listened to it even more in the back of the car, but I don't remember anybody being trapped on a ski lift.
No. And especially being nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
And I
sometimes
mean,
It's got a reindeer, and he's afraid of horses. So
I don't know.
his name is Sven.
yeah.
Is he
I
afraid of?
imagine if you're afraid of horses and you see a reindeer, you must just be scared shitless.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's relatable to Lee.
Who's afraid of horses? The reindeer
Lee.
is?
No, Lee is.
Oh, okay.
I thought you meant that the reindeer was afraid of
No,
horses.
Lee is afraid of horses. I'm glad I told you guys, because what if you got him like a horse page day calendar or something?
No, we know Lee is afraid of horses.
Yeah.
We get it.
Sheesh.
I just thought that was
I thought that he could relate to the reindeer that was afraid of horses.
right. I thought I had missed some character beat for Sven in Frozen, where he was afraid of horses while riding a ski lift.
Number 5, Metal Gear Solid for the PS1. There was nothing like it, and it gave us Solid Snake.
Yeah, I had to ask. I have no frame of reference of Metal Gear Solid, really. I had to ask Lee. I was like, so what? Is it in the snow? Are either of you into Metal Gear at all?
No.
I played that first one, in high school.
Yeah.
And I vaguely remember that there was snow, but
Yeah.
I certainly don't think of it in my mind as a snow thing.
Yeah, Lee says it takes place on an Alaskan military base. Anytime you're outside, it's a snow level. So that's cool.
Yeah. Number 4, Krampus from 2015. The snow is as unrelenting as the creepy-ass elves hiding in it.
That Krampus is really good. That's one of those that Lee has been trumpeting from the rooftops since it came out. And I believe it's going to make it into our yearly Christmas movie rotation. And yeah, it's have you guys seen Krampus?
No, I still need to.
It's just, there's this blizzard that is just pounding their ass the entire movie. And there's shots of outside as this blizzard is going through, and you see Krampus like crawling over the rooftops. It's pretty amazing.
Number 3, Until Dawn from the PS4. Changed what a choose-your-own-adventure style game could be.
Yeah, he said that also takes place in like a wintry setting, but it's more of a horror game, I believe.
Number 2, 30 Days of Night. An idea so effective and so simple that everyone else should be ashamed they didn't think of it first.
That 30 Days of Night movie is low-key one of the better comic book adaptations. If you're not talking Marvel or DC, and just as a cool concept horror movie.
Yeah, I've never seen that or actually read the comic. I need to do one of those.
But yeah, it's set in Alaska when they don't have any sunlight, so it's just vampires just all the time. Just fucking up a little Alaskan town with Josh Hartnett as I believe the sheriff.
I do believe. What happened to Josh Hartnett? Did he bully a gay man and commit suicide?
Oh no. Oh, I hope not. No, Josh Hartnett, I believe, is still very much alive. I think Ashton Kutcher just took all of his roles.
Wow, that's
that's probably what happened.
He's great in 30 Days of Night, but he never kind of rose past that teen movie stigma. He never really had that breakout role where he graduated from kid actor to like a Hollywood star. What's Lee's number 1?
Number 1 is Ravenous from 1999. Killer cast, killer score, the story of a cannibal madman in a remote frontier fort in post-Civil War America. An underrated classic. Literally never heard of this movie.
Guy Pearce, I believe, from Memento. And the dude from Trainspotting who was also Rumpelstiltskin in Once Upon a Time, I believe. I forget his name currently. Awesome. Thank you for that, Kelly.
Yeah.
Mahoney, you want to read one off of Discord?
Give me 2 more seconds to get back to Discord.
Okay, how about this? How about this? I will read email from Vetter.
Do it.
Vetter says, Christmas movies are the easy choice, so I'm excluding them from my list. I also did the same. But, once somebody picks wood chips, all bets are off. Ben says, shout-outs to Empire Strikes Back, Gremlins, The Revenant, and X2. X2, that is a good one. Like,
oh yeah,
good one.
I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't put that on my list, but yeah, big ups to Vetter for that one. Number 6, Game of Thrones. Winter is coming. The Ice King and Dragon were pretty cool. Bad pun intended. I assumed we were going to see a lot of Game of Thrones. Number 5. Yes?
I never considered Game of Thrones. Excellent choice. Forgot about that whole winter aspect of it.
Yeah, like they should have put it in the marketing or something.
Yeah, why didn't anybody ever talk about it?
I didn't.
No, I honestly forgot about it.
I didn't watch it. So, number 5, G.I. Joe. All episodes and issues with everyone's favorite hero, Snowjob, the true MVP of the Pop Olympics.
Snowjob sucks.
This is another great one. Number 4 is Rocky IV. The whole training in Russia to defeat communism. The cold only made him stronger. Those earlier Rocky movies are better known for their montages, but that Rocky IV montage where he's just dragging logs and he's got the yoke and he's carrying buckets and just climbing up a mountain. Number 3, Red Dawn, the Swayze Sheen original. The commies invade the U.S. and are met with a small band of freedom fighters using the mountains and elements to their advantage. But you'd think the Russians would... It's like home field.
Yeah, really.
Like, it would be easier to defeat the Russians in, like, Daytona.
Yes.
Number 2, I considered this for my list, but fuck Bill Murray. Groundhog Day. Vetter says, one of the most underrated movies of all time and Murray's best work, in my opinion. Yeah. Groundhog Day is fantastic. And the weather is an impetus for the whole plot. So, good pick. Good choice. And number 1, I don't think we're going to see this on anybody else's list, is Savage Sword of Conan. Other titles pit the Barbarian in Tundras as well, but I enjoy the Savage stories the most. Thank you, Vetter, for being the only person that still sends us emails.
Get on the Discord. We're talking fantasy football on there. What are you doing? Vetter and I messaged back and forth a bit during the end of the game against him and Jose because, oh boy, was that stressful. So, or Tito.
Ah.
I keep getting Jose and Tito messed up because I need Jose and Tito both to lose.
Yeah.
All right, Ben checks in.
Oh, no. Hold on.
Wait.
No, Mahoney, I need you to read Juan's list.
Oh, okay. Where is it?
It's the second one after Lee.
Yeah.
On the Discord?
Yeah, you just got to go up a little bit.
I can't see one on the Discord. I have one muted on Discord. I can't see it.
I forgot I wasn't doing a bit.
I was like, where's he going with this?
Okay, read Ben's. I'll read Juan's.
I can read Juan's.
All popsicles. Red, blue, orange, yellow, purple. Purple is number 1.
Go ahead, Kelly. Read Juan's.
All right, Juan's. Number 6. The Snow Queen by Joan D. Venge.
Joan D. Venge. That sounds like a fake name.
That sounds like a porn actress from the
I
70s.
thought that sounds like a porn actress, too.
Yeah, Venge sounds like something gross.
Yeah.
Like smelly Venge.
Ew. Number 5, The Thing. Pick a version, but if it's not the one with Kurt Russell, you're wrong.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah. Number 4, Rankin Bass, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Number 3, Enemy at the Gates, that Jude Law / Rachel Weisz scene. Enough said.
Any of you seen Enemy at the Gates?
I
No.
have seen Enemy at the Gates, and it doesn't belong on any list.
Tell us about this scene. Do you remember this scene?
Oh, I don't remember this scene. This is what I remember about Enemy at the Gates. It came back in the day when I would rent VHSs from Blockbuster and then bootleg them onto my own thing. And then I was in Maryland on my annual family trip to Maryland, and I had my bootleg copy of Enemy at the Gates, and I was watching it, and my aunt was watching it. And It got to the very end of the movie, and in the final like climactic part, the tape ran out, and we didn't get to see the end, and she was pissed. And that's all I remember about it.
I'm gonna assume he's talking some sort of sex scene.
Yeah. Wonder if we get to see some hoots.
I won a prize at a screening of The Mummy Returns because I answered a trivia question, and the answer was Enemy at the Gates. I think I won like a mummy pin or something. Good for me.
So you've never seen the movie either, then?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay. Huh.
So I googled "Enemy at the Gates" sex scene.
Yeah.
And this is what it says under Screen It Parental Review. It says, "We see the side of a Russian's bare butt."
Ooh.
Then it continues, "In a very sensuous scene, they have sex as quietly as possible." So, it doesn't sound very sexy.
I love some quiet
Just real quiet sex where you can see the side of a Russian guy's butt.
It's like, be quiet. Be quiet. The Russians are in the other room.
Number 2, The Day After Tomorrow. Entertaining because it's such a bad movie.
Yeah, that's the one where Mysterio has to outrun the ice. Right?
Probably.
Yeah, it is. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Number 1, The Empire Strikes Back. Hoth is cold, kill a tauntaun, and keep warm inside the gooey guts.
Yeah, that's a good one. I had to add that to my list after I saw Juan pick it. I do kind of have an advantage with these top 6s. Is I see them all coming in. I'm like, ooh, that's a good one. Good list, Juan.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny that he picked the Rankin Bass Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer at number 4, but wasn't his favorite Christmas TV special some Ziggy movie? You have to assume that had snow in it too, right?
Well, with it being Ziggy, who knows?
Zippity zoppity.
Yep.
All right, Mahoney, give us Ben's list.
All right.
The resident film nerd.
Resident film nerd Ben. He got first shout out to Ben. He got all of his numbers on a new line. I don't know how he managed, but he did it.
Well, it's Twitter that he has the problem with.
No, it's everywhere that he has the problem. Number 6, Rankin Bass Rudolph, the stop motion Bumble, kind of freaked me out as a youngster.
Yeah. That's
Number 5, the first act of The Empire Strikes Back. Every time it snowed, my brother and I would always pretend we were riding tauntauns and fighting wampas on Hoth.
You know, going back to that Rudolph movie real quick, the Rudolph movie, like Charlie Brown, Frosty the Snowman, and The Grinch, were all released within like 3 or 4 years of each other in the late 60s. That's nuts to me.
That is nuts.
It's like Gremlins and Ghostbusters being released on the same day.
Because, we don't get classics like that anymore.
What's the last Christmas movie that came out that's, like, worth watching?
I mean, there's a lot, but I don't know that there's...
Jingle All the Way?
I feel like you could make an argument for Shrek the Halls.
Well, Elf is pretty old at this point, but I do believe Elf became a Christmas classic.
Yeah,
fair.
Elf is in there.
That's one of the newer ones. But, like, I like The Night Before with Seth Rogen and all them. That one's good. Krampus, you know?
All right.
But still, no like, worldwide, everyone loves it and has seen it. Like, my neighbor across the way has an inflatable Buddy the Elf.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's very wholesome when we come out of the front door.
Just covered in spaghetti and syrup.
Oh, I wanted to eat that so much. Probably will. Continue with Ben's list. I apologize.
All right, number 4, Fargo. That poor guy's red parka lying in that almost impossibly white snow is an image I will never forget.
Yeah, that is definitely the film nerd pick. Nothing against Fargo, but
Hell, hold on. Don't jump
yeah.
the gun. Number 3, Never Cry Wolf, a live-action nature thriller from Disney that was the first film to show me that snow and ice aren't always fun.
Weird. I wonder if that's on Disney Plus.
Probably.
It's not the biscuit hunter, so no.
The biscuit eater.
I'm gonna eggplant emoji that because somebody else already did, and I'm gonna second.
Oh, I eggplant emoji everything.
Perfect.
Like, that is my go-to emoji. Like, on desktop, it's eggplant, and on mobile, it's the squirt emoji.
Oh, not the pregnant lady? I like the pregnant
Oh,
lady.
no, I like using the pregnant lady on desktop, too, but I got that from you.
All right.
I learned it from watching you.
Perfect. Number 2, Carpenter's The Thing. That movie just wouldn't have worked as well in any other kind of climate. It's fair.
Yeah.
What do you mean, like...
Like if they were in, like, the rainforest.
Like,
Not in this climate.
Yeah, like hashtag me too. Do they sexually harass someone in The Thing?
Probably.
I mean, it is an 80s movie.
And number 1.
If Kerouac had his way, there'd be rape boobs.
Wow.
God, just topless Leah Thompson in it.
Oh.
It's just trying to borrow a cup of sugar. Kubrick's The Shining, just a great movie overall, and the source of one of my favorite images to show online to express how cold I am.
Yeah, that's a good one. Good gif.
When he axes his way through that door.
Yep.
No.
No, it's when those two little girls are standing in the hallway.
Right. When he's riding on the tricycle and he sees those twins.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he gave a shout out to Krampus and Ravenous, both of which are 2 more prime examples of how... Oh, my phone just turned off. 2 more prime examples of how winter weather is a prime horror backdrop.
Wonderful.
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 Let's see. We've got... Oh,
I got a Tito list.
Okay, go for it.
From the Discord, we got a Tito list. No real order. Thanks, Tito, for paying attention to the rules.
It's all right.
Make up the order, Kelly.
Frozen, the real Frozen, with the sweet, beautiful, and angelic voice of Idina Menzel, a.k.a. my next ex-wife.
Well, that doesn't work because Jen is your current wife.
Man, so Teets already is planning that.
Are you talking some, like, some polygamy?
Oh, man.
Play the long game.
Oh. Tito's going for it. I like it. The Hateful Eight. This cast was perfect. Really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, another one where like the snow is almost the first villain in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, and the scene where Sam Jackson makes the guy suck his dick.
Trading Places, one of Eddie Murphy's best.
Mm-hmm. Jamie Lee Curtis topless.
Nightmare Before Christmas. Thanks to Disney Plus, I can watch this from Halloween to Christmas.
Yeah, next year, but this year they had it on lockdown until Disney Plus launched. I was looking on Netflix like, where's Nightmare Before Christmas? Like around Halloween time. Nope. Disney Plus had it.
You know, I have never seen Nightmare Before Christmas.
What?
Yeah.
That's all right.
Never seen it. I'm obviously aware of it.
It's all right, Kelly. Oh, Nightmare Before Christmas came out just at the perfect time in my formative years. And then they had all the stop motion puppets in like glass cases at Disney MGM Studios. So that's rad.
Cool.
That was very rad. I love that. Where are we at?
Let's see. Dumb and Dumber, classic comedy.
Yes. The scene with the two of them riding the little scooter with their boogers frozen in their face. The whole plot is they're going to Aspen.
That's one I've never seen.
You've never seen Dumb and Dumber?
No.
Dumb and Dumber made me howl out loud the first time I ever watched it.
Yeah, it's comedy sometimes is very generational. But I think, have you ever been into Jim Carrey at all, Kelly? You fucking better get into Jim Carrey because he's going to be in that Sonic movie.
I like Bruce Almighty.
You like Bruce Almighty, then you'll love Dumb and Dumber.
I enjoyed Yes Man.
See, that's like watered down Jim Carrey era. The peak was Ace Ventura, Mask, Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura 2, and then
I can't take that Jim Carrey.
I mean, that's why he's Jim Carrey, though.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Well, which one? Which one have you seen that you called that Jim Carrey?
Like just that era.
Yeah, but which one of those movies have you seen?
Oh, I've seen the trailers, and that's enough for me.
my God.
Batman Forever. Like, that's over the top Jim Carrey. It looks like Sonic. He's doing another Riddler. And then what's Tito's last one?
Christmas Vacation, my go-to holiday movie.
Yeah. Good one.
Never seen that one either.
Kelly.
Really?
You're hurting me. Juggalo John in the chat says Christmas Vacation is 30 years old, and I believe it. I would have said it was probably 35 years old, but I know.
Yeah, I was just thinking. I was like, only 30?
Yeah, I
know. I would have assumed that was a little older.
Yeah, it came out late 80s, probably 88, I believe. 89, maybe? 89, 30 years old. How about this? We got our old buddy Eric Magnus. Wait for it, because I was reading this, and I got to his number one, and I fucking cackled.
I purposely didn't look at it so I wouldn't spoil myself.
All right. Top 6 in no particular order. These are just some things I could think of. Number 6, Metal Gear Solid. Favorite game of all time. Some of the coolest character names of all time next to Transformers. Really, though? Wasn't it just like Solid Snake, Liquid Snake?
Something like that. There was some like wolf or something.
Gaseous Snake.
Yeah, somebody was named Big Boss. I don't know about this.
well, at least it's not Devil May Cry where there's just a character named Lady.
Or Lady and the Tramp.
Eric Magnus is number 5. He just puts Iceman, and I accept that.
All right,
sure.
all right.
Why not?
Yeah,
that's fine.
Any Iceman ever. Number 4, Game of Thrones. Specifically, the episode where Gendry was running his ass off in that stupid plan to catch a White Walker and bring it back.
Oh, that was a cool one.
I'm sure it was.
For real, it was.
Number 3, Ariel Winter. He says, "Hey, it's got."
You know what? I like it.
He says, "Hey, it's got winter in the name."
I'll allow it.
She's lovely. Follow her on Instagram.
Lovely. Yeah.
You should.
I don't think I know who that is.
She's
Kelly.
The middle daughter from Modern Family, whose older brother was Pugsley from the Addams Family, who had to get a breast reduction because her fucking back.
Yeah.
Her poor back. Actually, wasn't it because of her back and also because people were sexualizing her too much?
I don't remember.
All right, Kelly, I hope you can make heads or tails of this one. Eric Magnus says, number 2, that episode of Young and the Restless where Brad Carlton died. One of my biggest what the fuck moments watching a soap.
I'm not familiar with Young and the Restless.
No,
I'm sorry.
It's just General Hospital.
Yeah. But in the past, I have watched Port Charles and One Life to Live, but those also take place in the same universe as General Hospital.
Oh, what?
What?
Yeah, Port Charles was wild because that was like, all right, what if it was in the same like town as General Hospital, but just there were vampires and angels here?
Wow.
What?
Yeah, no, General Hospital is wild. Well, I mean, Port Charles is wild. And I actually started watching General Hospital again after years of not watching any kind of soaps or anything because they brought back the lead vampire from Port Charles. And he was playing a vampire in General Hospital, but it just turned out he was a crazy person.
Oh.
That's interesting to me that you are balls deep in the General Hospital lore, but you've never gone over to any of the other long-running soaps.
No, I'm loyal.
Well, good on you.
And also, I'm watching the show with the best acting. They win the daytime Emmys every year.
What's the show that just like lost their entire cast?
Oh shit!
Was that
Days of Our Lives?
Days of Our Lives. They fucking fired everybody.
Yeah.
Did you see the thing that they film 8 months in advance?
Right.
Yeah, that's insane.
Like, to what purpose?
Just so that it's always
so you
going.
can fire your cast.
Yeah.
I guess.
You know, they've been doing it for, what, 60, 70 years at this point?
Yeah.
So they just got it down to a science.
Yeah, General Hospital, I think, films like a month and a half in advance, I want to say.
All right, and Eric Magnus's number 1 is Happy Feet. That movie got me a lot of trim in Japan.
What?
The man says trim. I'm so disappointed Jose's not here. So he says, Happy Feet. That movie got me a lot of trim in Japan. They went crazy for that movie. All I had to do was put in my dating profile that I had that movie and that I liked movies like that, and it was game on.
Oh my God.
Shout to my balls because I was freezing them off in Australia because they briefed us on all the dangers in Australia, but they neglected to tell us that our summers was their winter. Only good thing to come out of that was that I got the, oh my God, you poor baby treatment. And then he says, damn, I just remembered Die Hard and Rocky IV. Die Hard doesn't, I mean, Die Hard counts as a Christmas
Does it even
movie.
snow?
No. Well, I mean, at the end.
He's in LA, right?
At the end, all the papers and ash and stuff are falling down to simulate snow.
You want a winter, because it's frozen. You want a frozen Die Hard. It's Die Hard 2.
Correct. That is the right answer.
Die Hard 2 is not that great.
All right, cool.
Mahoney, you want to read Mary's list?
Yes. Where do I find Mary's list? Hang on, I got my list. I'll read my list while I find Mary's list.
Her list is on Discord.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I believe. Oh, we got Mary and Zero left on Discord.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I got Kristen on Twitter, and then the rest of ours.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here, I'll do Mary first, and we'll save ours for later. Number 6, The Long Winter. A Little House on the Prairie novel where everyone almost starves to death during a 7-month-long blizzard. You know, a children's book. It sounds terrifying, Mary.
Checks out.
Number 5, White Christmas. The whole movie revolves around snow or a lack thereof. You know, I didn't realize until this moment that the movie White Christmas is about a place where it's not white because they're dreaming of a white Christmas.
Yeah, that's what blew my mind is there's no fucking snow in that entire movie until the very end.
I mean, I guess that makes sense.
The cover of the VHS or the DVD is all them in all Santa costumes with snow everywhere. And I'm watching it for the first time and I'm like, where the fuck is the snow?
Makes sense. Number 4, Cool Runnings. Winter Olympics, bobsledding, and that ice cream truck scene.
Good one.
Number 3, Titanic, the most influential chunk of ice in cinematic and actual history.
Good one.
Number 2, A Christmas Story. Things like the tongue stuck to the flagpole and Ralphie blaming shooting his eye out on an icicle.
They're
and
selling.
Number 1, the Harry Potter movies, anytime it snows, because Hogwarts Castle in the snow is majestic. And she gives a shout out to Hoth and Empire Strikes Back and the game Shadows of the Empire, where you could cheat code to play as a Wampa. That was a cool game. I remember that game.
I can't believe she saved 2 Star Wars things for her shout outs.
Seriously.
She's just trying to buck her stereotype.
Trying to diversify her bonds.
Yeah. Because I saw one pick Empire Strikes Back, and I'm like, oh, I fucking better pick the Empire Strikes Back, or I'm going to look like a real dickhead. All right, let me do Kristen's from Twitter.
Okay.
This is a great thread. Follow us on Twitter, because this is fantastic. Kristen Allen says, honorable mentions to Misery, Alien vs. Predator, and Red Dead Redemption 2, which is a bit of a cheat, but you start in snow and can head into the mountains whenever. She continues. Number 6, the Donald Duck and Chip and Dale short Corn Chips from 1951. I do believe that is on Disney+.
It's definitely on Disney+, and I haven't read her list, and that's on my list too. High five.
Corn Chips. She says, this was on a VHS we had, and I watched it a lot as a kid. It's not necessarily all that great. Everyone is dick in it, but it definitely reminds me of winter.
It's definitely all that great.
Number 5, The Shining, obviously, for obvious reasons. Number 4, Bob's Burgers, The Bleakening, episodes 6 and 7 of season 8. One of their best Christmas episodes with lots of musical numbers, including one featuring Adam Driver, a.k.a. Daddy Kylo. And she includes a gif of the wife from Bob's Burgers grabbing the bedspread, twirling, and turning into a Mrs. Santa Claus outfit. What's the wife's name on Bob's Burgers?
Bob.
Burger. Burger is her name.
All right. Number 3, the movie I made as a kid starring me and my dog husband, Quinn. My dad shot video of me and Quinn playing in the snow. We edited it together. I rambled a nonsense story via voiceover, and it's wonderful/terrible. And there is currently a bidding war for a copy of this tape.
That's right. That's the only one of her list I've seen. I stopped at that tweet. It was like, wait. How do I get this video?
We need a double bill of that and the RoboCop Mahoney cut.
Yeah.
I wish. I dug through so many boxes in my parents' basement trying to find that RoboCop.
And she alluded to it there, but I didn't know if she would ever make it public knowledge. But yeah, at one point when Kristen was a child, she had a family dog whose name was Corn Chips. No. What did she say the dog's name was? Why does it say the tweet's unavailable? Get out of here. Come on,
drunk.
Twitter. What is happening? Quinn was, so she actually married, she's a kid and she's playing, house or whatever. She married her dog. So
I mean, he's loyal.
Quinn was her dog husband. Yeah. Respect. And then her number 1 is the Frozen stage show at Hollywood Studios. Had so much fun seeing it with Carrie in 2014. Our Kristoff was very gay. We got to sing along to the whole songs, and at the end, it snowed on the audience. Afterwards, the whole group went to Arendelle, and it's me and Mary and Carrie and Jose and his wife and Kristen and Patrick, and then Anna and Elsa. It was very cool. Good times. Yeah, they do a whole like a story time version of Frozen, and it's a stage show, and they do all the songs, and they show clips from the movie, and then it snows soap at the end. It's pretty cool.
Did you just marry Jose back in 2014?
He definitely did.
What?
You called Jose and his wife.
Yeah. His wife.
I said wife instead of lady? That's weird.
You sure did.
I was just going. Who cares? I take it back. All right.
No names.
What's next?
I'll do Zero's list.
Cool.
So first, Zero's list himself. Honorable mentions: every episode of South Park and the 2018 Pop Winter Games.
Those Pop
every
Winter
episode.
Those Pop Winter Games were dope, and
yeah,
I still do love South Park, but I can't really watch it these days. I know you have a very negative opinion towards South Park there, Kelly.
I don't like it.
I loved it in its time, and then
it kept going.
Yeah,
it kept going. Number 1, and then I did slowly come around to I think the reason Kelly doesn't like it is like they just like ingrain this thing of like everything sucks, like nothing matters, everything. And I was like, yeah, that's not wrong. Like that's a good point.
Yeah, it just
kind of sours.
They should have ended it with that one episode where Stan didn't like X-Men First Class, and he didn't like anything, and he had an existential crisis about everything sucks now, and they should have just ended it on that.
Yeah.
But they're still making money.
Instead, every episode is just, what if both sides were bad?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, what if both sides were bad? Huh. And that's how Donald Trump gets elected president.
Yeah. I did like the turd sandwich giant douche discussion back in, I believe that was the 2004 election.
No, turd sandwich giant douche was Trump and Hillary, I thought.
Well, they might have continued that, but originally it was a choice between Turd Sandwich and Giant Douche, and I'm pretty sure it was George Bush, John Kerry, that era.
Yeah. Yeah, they might have brought it back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they did that whole season based on Donald Trump.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yuck.
Number 6, Frozen. Number 5, Any Scene on Hoth. Number 4, Heart of Ice from the Batman the Animated Series.
That's the
that's a good one.
The Mr. Freeze story.
Number 3, Gremlins and Gremlins 2. Number 2, Game of Thrones. And number 1, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Good one.
And then Cat's List. Honorable mention, Frozen 2. I know I'll probably like it. Number 6, Krampus. Number 5, Yuri on Ice. Number 4, Frozen. Number 3, the Ice Age movies. Number 2, Nightmare Before Christmas. Number 1, Crimson Peak. And bonus mention, Bucky Barnes.
What is Crimson Peak?
That's that Guillermo del Toro movie, I think. Where someone's a ghost or something.
Those Ice Age movies, I haven't seen all of them, but they were fun.
I like that first one.
People love them.
A little scrat. All right, well, let's do ours and finish this up.
All right.
Mahoney, you go first.
All right. Number 6, Captain America issue 322, where he fights Ultimatum, the terrorist organization that wears berets and white, button-up shirts on skis in the snow.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
And, extra shout-out because Captain America, frozen in ice.
Frozen in ice. All right. Number 5, the Chip and Dale short where Donald tricks them into shoveling his snow, which I now know is called corn chips.
Why is it called corn chips?
Because they want his popcorn.
Mm.
And so he tricks them into shoveling his snow in order to get the popcorn. But then they pop all of his popcorn, and then it covers his lawn and his walkway as though it were snow, and he has to shovel it all over again.
And corn chips because it's Chip and Dale. I get it. There was also that one that was they used to package it with Mickey's Christmas Carol. It was Donald. Sorry. Go on.
Number 4, the episode of Perfect Strangers when Balky and Larry get trapped in the cabin.
That's a good one. Bottle episode.
Two-parter. It's great. Number 3, I'm surprised that nobody else has this. G.I. Joe and the Pyramid of Darkness when Quick Kick fights Storm Shadow on that iceberg.
Ooh. See, I don't recall that, but I'm sure I've seen it.
It's great.
I assure you, I've probably never seen that.
Well, that's ridiculous.
I rewatched a lot of G.I. Joe when it was on Hub, but I don't remember that one popping up.
It's really good. You should look it up.
They've got a weird...
G.I. Joe and the Pyramid of Darkness in general is great.
They've got a weird thing with the G.I. Joe episodes where half of it was produced by Deke and half of it was produced by Filmation, maybe? So, Hub was only showing one half.
I mean, they are drastically different. So.
I love G.I. Joe.
It's real weird. And then what number did I leave off on? Number 2, For Your Eyes Only, the James Bond movie, where he goes to Greece and tries to help this lady, and then they find themselves at the Olympics, and the guy's a cross-country skier where you have to shoot at things. That's the bad guy. So there's a whole lot of snow in that movie.
What's that? That's the biathlon, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
A PoP Winter Olympics event.
So that movie's awesome, and I love it.
What was the James Bond where Pierce Brosnan was surfing down the mountain where there was the avalanche happening?
I'm gonna say that was probably The World Is Not Enough.
Mm.
And then he survives by pulling a string on his jacket, and it turns into a giant ball, like a big inflatable ball that he just lives in.
Like a hamster ball?
Exactly. Saves his life.
And I wonder what your number 1 is.
And my number 1 all-time snow thing is the Donald Duck short, where he has a snowball fight with his nephews. So good.
I am so sorry.
You jerk.
Well,
You're like, you know what else they have?
I figured there's no way he has 2 Donald Duck shorts.
Oh, there sure is.
He probably could have made a whole 6 of them.
I thought about it.
I love that one, not only because it was packaged with Mickey's Christmas Carol, because it was The Art of Skiing, that one where Donald has the snowball fight with the nephews, and then Pluto's Christmas Tree, where Chip and Dale are in the Christmas tree. And I loved the Donald Duck one because so he builds this boat. He builds this like pirate ship out of ice. And then the nephews shoot flaming arrows into it, and the sound of the ice boat melting because of the flaming arrows, it always sticks with me. It's always such a cool little sound design. I love it. Kelly?
All right. Number 6, the Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas Special. I love Pee-wee making mystery tracks in the snow, trying to throw Cowboy Curtis off of his trail.
Everybody buying him fruitcakes.
Yep.
Or baking him fruitcakes.
Yeah. And all the various celebrity guest stars.
Mm-hmm. Whoopi Goldberg.
Who doesn't love the Del Rubio triplets?
You know what that Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas Special was missing?
What?
Phil Spector.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, so this is in reference to a podcast that has not been released yet. But Kelly, I just want you to know that I have downloaded Phil Spector's A Christmas for You.
Oh, fuck yeah, you did.
Is that what it's called? A Christmas for You? A Christmas
gift to you.
A Christmas gift to you. Which Kelly
best
says
Christmas
is
album.
One of the best albums of all time.
Yep, which I went in hard on information about during a future episode of the podcast.
Yes, yeah. Like right from jump.
Yep. Number 5, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Obviously, it's not all in icy places, but there is quite a bit of time that you spend up on mountains getting cold and putting on jackets.
Cool.
It's true.
Yep. Number 4, Golden Kamui. It's a manga / anime where most of it takes place in Hokkaido, which is the icy Wisconsin of Japan.
Kelly, it's pronounced Banjo and Kazooie.
Yes, sorry, Banjo-Kazooie. But Golden Kamui is very good. I'm very
Banjo-Kazooie.
Yes, that the anime is animated pretty poorly, so it didn't take off really well. But that doesn't mean that the book isn't still very good. Number 3, The Shining. Probably my favorite horror movie. And it's really cold.
Did you get out to see Dr. Sleep?
I didn't, because I wasn't sure if it was a sequel to the movie or to the book. And I've never read the book The Shining, so I didn't want to be confused.
I think it's a sequel to the movie.
It is. I've learned that now.
But it incorporates stuff from the book that maybe wasn't in the movie?
That's what I wasn't sure about, because The Shining the book and The Shining the movie are fairly different.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to come in there and be like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I think maybe that was part of the problem and why nobody saw it.
Yeah. Number 2, On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Whoa.
The best James Bond movie.
Did not expect multiple James Bond movies.
There's a lot of skiing in that movie.
It's true.
And a big old avalanche. And number 1, Animal Crossing. I love when it's wintertime and you can just push around balls of snow and make snowmen. I can't wait for the one to come out on the Switch. It's going to be so good.
I had
March 20th.
I had an ex-girlfriend that was very much into Animal Crossing.
Well, I bet she was just a treat.
All right, let's finish this up. I got my list. I got a few honorable mentions that we haven't talked about. Do you guys remember the movie Out Cold?
No.
It was like Zach Galifianakis's first role before he like broke out with The Hangover and stuff like that. It's this like little ski town, and it's kind of got a Jackass vibe. It's like one of those, sex romp comedies, gross out. Like it was early 2000s. It's fun watch.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, no, I don't know what that is.
Have you heard of The Cutting Edge? Which was
yes, Edge's talk show on WWE.
It was actually one of our family's favorite movies. It's a hockey player can't play hockey anymore, and this figure skater needs a figure skating partner. So the hockey player becomes a figure skater, and they have a will they, won't they romance. It's D.B. Sweeney and Moira Kelly, and the one line from that we always repeated was toe pick, because the guy's trying to learn and he keeps tripping up on the toe pick and eating shit on the ice, and she's just rubbing it in his face. I'm surprised Lee didn't put Letterkenny on his list, because there is a shitload of snow in Letterkenny. It takes place in Canada, and they have to wear turtlenecks because it's so cold there.
That show's not real. You guys are all just making it up to try and make me believe it's real.
Mahoney has seen a couple episodes.
Is that show's in Canada?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. See, like Kentucky.
No. You haven't coached Mahoney well enough. He's breaking the illusion.
It's set in Canada. They're all Canadian. It's shot in Canada.
I don't know. Didn't like it.
Yeah, next thing you know, Mahoney's just going to be like, Toblerone. And you guys are just going to chuckle, and I'm going to be like, no, that's not a real show.
And I opened the show tonight with a clip from the Mr. Plow episode of The Simpsons, which is an all-time classic.
That is an all-time classic.
Which you can view on Disney Plus in 16:9. All right, so to my list proper, quit fucking around. Mahoney kind of mentioned this one, but my number 6 is Captain America, because that motherfucker was an ice cube, and he got defrosted. But also, shout out to Encino Man. Another dude also frozen.
Basically the same movie.
I'm glad no one put Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze and Batman and Robin on their lists. But
because
it did.
You have it on yours?
No, I don't have it on my list. But it made me think of the Mr. Freeze level in Arkham City, which is fantastic. You have to be super quiet, super sneaky, and he's going to get you. And it's one of the coolest bosses in that whole game. Number 4, Frozen. I'm not going to front. Neither of us, when Mary and I saw Frozen, it was like opening weekend. And we kind of saw it on a lark. Didn't really know much about it. And I think we were going to see something else. And we're just like, fuck it, let's go see this Frozen movie. And we were blown away just because we had no preconceived notions. And then Let It Go hits. It's like, holy shit. Disney came correct, And then, 4 years later, Let It Go became one of the most overplayed songs of all time. But it's a great song. No doubt. I would also, my number 3, I would also like to echo that Hateful Eight. Because it feels chilly, that entire movie. Like, you just want to bundle up in a bunch of pelts. And number 2, Empire Strikes Back. I had to put it on here. And also, special connection to Empire Strikes Back, because I cut together that Empire Strikes Back Revenant trailer, which never got the views it should have, but I thought it was fantastic. And then number 1, my dad played hockey all of my formative years. I ended up playing hockey. I was terrible at it. But we loved hockey movies in our house. So my number 1 is just hockey movies, but we've got the entire Mighty Ducks series, which are probably the best hockey movies, the greatest hockey movies of all time. There's Slapshot. Honorable mention to Mystery Alaska, which is Russell Crowe, and it's this little Alaskan town, and the NHL wants to play their local team on an outdoor ice rink. So it's just the kind of story of this little team playing the big dogs of the NHL. It's very cool. And Miracle, which is the story of the 1980 men's U.S. Olympic hockey team. We actually watched that at my parents' house this past weekend on Disney+.
That's a Kurt Russell one, right?
It is. I spent a ton of time the other day trying to find a movie to watch and settled on The Mighty Ducks and was stoked to watch it. And it was like Amazon or something. And they were like, oh, yeah, no, you got to buy like a subscription to Stars if you want to see that. And I was like, fuck off. And so it's in my Disney Plus queue. I was like, nice.
Nice. I think one of the Mighty Ducks movies is one of those that's like coming in 2021 or something like that.
Oh, that's not good.
But I know at least the first couple are on there and available to watch. So watch them. Quack, quack, motherfuckers. So that's our top 6 Frozen fiction. Next week, in honor of Thanksgiving, we kind of went back and forth on the Discord trying to figure out the perfect top 6 for next week. Thanksgiving involved. We were talking about maybe doing top 6 Thanksgiving dishes, but then I thought maybe we'll, just get the same 6 answers in different orders over and over again. I was like, should we do top 6 holiday treats? We can kind of open it up to Christmas, snacks and candy and shit like that. But then Lee said what we should do is top 6 best and worst Thanksgiving dishes, because there's always that one motherfucker at Thanksgiving who needs this one dish that is just trash. They're the only one that eats it. So let's do this. Give us your top 3 Thanksgiving dishes and your bottom 3 Thanksgiving dishes. Worst Thanksgiving dishes you've seen at a Thanksgiving. It's been a while since we had a food topic, and man, people love talking food. I do. I don't know about you guys.
Food's good.
So that being said, send those in. Twitter, Discord, Facebook. Facebook is pretty, except for Eric Magnus sending us private messages, Facebook is pretty much dead.
Yeah.
Twitter, we still have Kristen hanging on, but even Kristen joined the Discord. But Discord is hopping. I still love Twitter.
Yeah, I'm a Twitter boy. Still.
I like retweeting Kelly's tweets from the Panels on Pages Twitter. Because only of all the podcast hosts, even including Mahoney, the only 2 that have their Twitter public is me and Kelly. Well, Jose has his public, but he never tweets, so.
He doesn't know what Twitter is.
Doesn't count.
Sometimes we just need to put some content out there, and Kelly's
you wait till the Instagram is up and running.
Yeah, I think we need to have serious discussions about that launching 2020. A Mahoney curated Panels on Pages Instagram. You guys are going to love it.
I'm in.
You're going to love it. Let's talk about comics and get the hell out of here. Come on, Philbert, man.
The problem with comic books is the ink comes off on your hands. Every time you turn the page, you have to wash your hands.
It's like, I've got enough else going on. Can the sounders just work when I press them when I'm hosting? No, it's got to be hung up for some reason. Whatever.
Shit, you guys, I don't have Lee to carry me through this segment. Hold on.
It's all right. We'll make it quick. Do you have comics? You had a problem at the comic shop last week where FedEx didn't deliver your shit until when? Was it Wednesday night it finally got there?
Well, no. Wednesday morning we were able to go to the FedEx hub and pick them up.
Oh, you had to pick it up.
Had to do that again today.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So that's been fun. So we do have stuff, but it's going to be a real pain in the ass tomorrow. Okay. New series called Family Tree, written by Jeff Lemire and drawn by dude whose name is
Lemire.
Yes, thank you. No, it's not. Phil Hester. That's it. I wanted to say Phil Urich, but I'm like, nope, that's the Green Goblin or the Hobgoblin. also a former Green Goblin. The Family Tree is a cool book. It's about a girl who's starting to grow into a tree. And
What?
Yeah, she's got a weird rash, and her mom's like, "Well, hang on, we'll take you to stop itching that; it'll get bad." And you look at it, and it's like she's starting to grow bark. And then she has to go to pick her son up from school, and she brings the daughter with her. And while she's talking to one of her son's teachers, this old man gives the daughter something, and next thing they know, she's growing a branch out of her back.
Ridiculous, Kelly.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it so far. And then Tales from the Dark Multiverse Blackest Night one shot came out, and that was pretty buck wild.
So what is it, like a what if but Blackest Night?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So it basically ends with Lobo being one of the last people in the fight against the Black Lanterns as the universe is kind of rewritten, but Lobo's atoms are spread across the new universe and everything is Lobo now.
Oh my god.
And then
Sounds like a way you would describe just everything is fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything is Lobo now.
Everything is Lobo now.
Yeah, man, everything is Lobo.
And yeah, that's about it that I got for noteworthy stuff.
Nice. Mahoney, you watch anything lately or read anything cool?
I am finished with Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I watched all 6 seasons on Hulu of that in 10 days.
Had you not watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine before this?
No, I have never seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Wow.
And it's wonderful. I absolutely loved it.
I appreciate you sending me that Instagram picture of Amy Santiago pregnant. She's very cute.
Oh, yeah.
She has good energy.
Good. Yeah. And when I finished that, I started the new season of Jack Ryan. So
tell me about Jack Ryan, because it's got Jim from The Office, so it's definitely on my radar. I just haven't ever started it.
It has Jim from The Office, and there are times where you're like, boy, this spy thriller with Jim from The Office is pretty great. And then there are definitely times where you're like, this is Jim from The Office.
That's fine. So, that's fine with me.
I enjoy it, and it's quick. I think season 1's only 6 or 8 episodes or something. And there's just something to be said for quick these days.
Yeah.
You know? Just get in and get out.
Yeah. I wish the episodes of Mandalorian were an hour, but I do appreciate that they're 36, 35 minutes.
Yeah, I agree.
My kingdom for the time when movies were 90 minutes.
Yeah, I love a good 88-minute movie.
It got bad when Pixar movies started being 2 hours long.
Yeah.
It's back off. That first Toy Story, I think, is 62 minutes. Including 15 minutes of trailers.
So, I think you would enjoy Jack Ryan.
Yeah, there's just so much to like. There's just so much stuff.
And anybody out there, if you haven't watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, fire it up on Hulu. It goes so quick.
Yeah, it does.
Like I said, I watched it in 10 days. And it's absolutely hysterical.
And it's
Brooklyn Nine-Nine is so good.
Yeah, it's one of those that you can kind of go in and out of it if you're folding laundry or on Twitter or something. But then, if once you lock into it, it's great. It's fantastic.
It was wonderful. My favorite scene is when Jake meets Amy's dad. And it's this contentious relationship, and they're in the car together. And Amy calls him, and he answers the phone, and he's like, "What's up, lover? How's that butt?" So stupid and funny.
I was hooked for that one cold open where they're guessing who's coming out of the elevator.
Yep.
And Holt wins, and he just goes, "Hot damn!" I was like, okay, I'm fully in.
And then come to find out later on, he's a gambling addict.
Yeah, yeah.
So
he gets addicted to the cupcake. was it Cupcake Game?
Anything that had to do with gambling, they consistently had him just fired up.
Yeah, that one's coming back January, just as Good Place is ending. I think we've got 5 episodes of Good Place left, and that's really good right now. It's a very good show. Wholesome, delightful, funny as hell. We were driving.
I have not seen any of this season, but I'm saving it up, and I'm going to watch it all when it ends.
Oh, wow. We were listening to the Good Place podcast on a ride this past weekend, and a bunch of episodes of the Office Ladies podcast, which is also wholesome as hell.
I am glad that you're listening to that and enjoying it, because when that came out, I was like, if this wasn't made for Knize, I don't know what is.
It's funny, though, because it's not perfect. I have some qualms about it. It's definitely edited to hell. You can tell when they're like just kind of having a good time talking, and then it's like, oh, back to business. Let's go. That was a perfect segue. And it's just funny just remembering all the episodes, and then, listening to the episodes and then watching the show just to kind of see all the things that they talked about. I've got an email sent in for the Fire episode. They better read my email. I'll be fucking pissed. I'll be pissed. Because in the episode of The Fire, they're playing Desert Island out in the parking lot, and they're doing top 5 Desert Island movies, and Pam lists off 5, and she's going to list a 6th one, and Jim's like, no, you got 5. And Pam's like, no, but I didn't get to my favorite. So, and they never said what Pam's favorite movie is.
Oh.
I think it's Pulp Fiction. But we shall see. We shall see. It's good stuff. The only other things I got to talk about is Disney Plus is... We hooked it up at my parents' house, so I watched a bunch of Disney Plus there, including Great Muppet Caper at like 2 in the morning, which was, of those 3 early Muppet movies, Great Muppet Caper was always kind of my least favorite, but it's still so good. The songs are great, the bits, the Happiness Hotel. It's the one that I rewatched the least, because Muppets Take Manhattan is my all-time favorite Muppet movie. So yeah, if you haven't seen Great Muppet Caper in a while, Charles Grodin, the cameos in that one are out of this world. And then I said it was in my top 6 things I wanted to watch on Disney Plus. You better believe I watched Willow.
I've never seen Willow.
Oh my God. So it's Warwick Davis who played why am I forgetting the Ewok's name? Wicket. He played Wicket in Return of the Jedi. He was like 18 when he shot Willow. And it's essentially Lord of the Rings, but like a little Star Wars-y kind of. It's a whole village full of little people. And there's sorcery, and Val Kilmer plays Mad Mardigan. He's fantastic. Really good stuff. One of those that I watched all the time as a kid. Lucasfilm. And then Mandalorian. We've watched all the episodes twice so far. New episode Friday, I believe. Little baby Yeet. You can't tell me that little baby is not named Yeet. I will not accept it.
Roger.
That show's great.
Sorry, Ruth. I mistook.
Oh
Her name is Ruth.
That's right. It's a woman, and her name is Ruth.
The first chick.
She's a 50-year-old woman named Ruth.
All women named Ruth are 50 years old or above. The first girl I ever met off of the internet was named Ruth.
I thought you were gonna say the first girl you ever met. You met her in like kindergarten. You're like, oh shit, your name's Ruth?
No, met her.
Was she 50?
She might as well have been.
Catfish you?
She was definitely a Ruth. Legit ass Ruth. And
Such a rude.
At that point, I was like, maybe meeting people off the internet's not the best idea in the world.
Where'd you meet her? Like, what'd you meet her from? Like AIM?
Yeah, it was fucking AOL Instant Messenger. Probably fucking we were in a chat room and I was like, hey, want to take this to Instant Messenger? Oh my god. So cringe.
That Kelly calls it AIM. You absolute child.
That's what it was called when I was.
No, it was not called AIM.
You call it
sure was.
You call it AIM or Instant Message or AOL or the Wizard forums. Yeah, I was probably posting on the Wizard forums, having conversations with Mahoney as I was instant messaging with Ruth.
What a waste.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a show. Let's call it.
Well, hey, you made friends with one of them.
Yeah.
That's right.
The good one.
Ruth didn't work out, but at least you fell in love with me.
It's true. It was meant to be. Well, thank you guys for coming and joining me on this show. It's always tough hosting just because, that's not the way that we do this.
Yeah,
so
Jose and Lee are off pounding sand somewhere.
I always appreciate the support from you guys. So we'll be back next week. Hopefully Lee and Jose will return. I'm
From
sure
their beach excursion.
I'm sure we will all return. We'll be back next week. Join us at 10 p.m. Eastern live at youtube.com/panelsonpages. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that like button. I forgot to tell you guys to smash that like button earlier because we jumped into fantasy football so quickly.
Smash it.
Smash it. Leave us a comment. Like, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe because you'll get new podcast every week after it gets broadcast. It'll let you know when we're going live, so that's cool. Join the Discord. Discord is bumping at discord.panelsonpages.com. And don't be like Jose and use the browser version. Download the app and put it on your desktop. Follow us on Twitter at PanelsOnPages. I will retweet a bunch of cool Kelly tweets, and sometimes I retweet my tweets. But I don't want to be that guy who's just retweeting his own tweets. Or like
be that guy.
Or like just
you could like your tweets too.
Or just spam Gargoyles tweets or Toys That Made Us tweets and accidentally retweet a serial harasser.
Oh man, hang on. Let's talk about Toys That Made Us real fast.
Oh yeah, I saw your tweet about it.
So new season came out. 3 of the 4 episodes are good. The 4th one that's not good is the Power Rangers episode.
And that's unfortunate because you're a Power Rangers fan, man.
Yeah, the Power Rangers episode is good if you want a very short overview of Power Rangers history. I didn't learn anything new. And that's kind of what I like about these shows is that even with things that I do know about, like, Ninja Turtles or other, wrestling, He-Man, I still come out of it knowing something I didn't know before.
Yeah, I feel like specifically Masters of the Universe, they went real deep.
That episode's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this Power Rangers one is really lackluster. They got some real dorks to talk about it.
They got Andre Black Nerd on there?
Sure do. At one point, when they're talking about the Japanese Spider-Man series, one of the crackers they're talking to calls it Spider-Man, and I'm like, oh, don't do that. No, it's Spider-Man, you cracker ass honky.
Canceled.
Yeah. And yeah, it's not very good. If you've seen anything about the history of Power Rangers, you're good. Like, there's nothing new to add to the stories here. They're pretty much, they're like, hey, they brought it over from Japan, and then they cut to a guy, and he's like, yeah, we used all their we used all their toys. And that's it.
Cool.
Yeah, it's real lame.
I'll have to watch the Turtles episode and see if I feel the same.
No, Turtles episode is very good.
Yeah, but, I mean, you're a Power Rangers guy. I would say I'm more of a Turtles guy than you are.
Yeah, but even so, you still will get something out of it purely for the end of the episode.
I heard that they don't talk about the NECA toys at all, and
they don't.
That's bad. Like,
yeah,
you at least need a footnote at the end to show the kind of crazy ass shit that NECA's doing these days.
Yeah. The fucking Power Rangers episode never brought up the movie.
Huh.
Yeah, no, there's real weird blind spots in these episodes. But like the Turtle episode is cool because at the end it reunites Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman for the first time in years.
Aw, that's sweet.
It's actually a really sweet moment.
I might have to pull that up as soon as we get done with the show tonight.
Yeah, no, I like that one quite a bit.
That being said, follow us on Twitter at PanelsOnPages, like us on Facebook, and for Kelly Harris, Dan Mahoney, Lee Rodriguez, and Jose Guzman, who couldn't make it tonight.
Off pounding sand.
Off shitting his pants.
Yep.
I'm Jason Knize, Knize if you're nasty. We'll talk to you guys next week. Night. Love you. Bye-bye.
Demonetize this, you fucking Google ass bitch.